Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juice little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Yes, they are, aren't they? Now then, my delicious babies. So it's 10 past 2 p.m. in our old England, my delicious little babies, and we do have some blue sky. Not very many, not so nice, sort of grey, white, fluffy clouds. It's still rather chilly out there, rather windy, but there is sunshine. Okay, my delicious babies. So here comes the sun. Okay, so yeah, so that's my weather. So I hope that wherever you are in the world, that the weather is far better and warmer and juicy and delicious wherever you are in the world, my little beautifuls. Now then, so yeah, I've just what have I just heard now? I've just heard that there is going to be bread rations in our old England, my delicious little babies, okay? And the reason for this, the way I understood it, is because it's like a protest, my delicious little babies, okay? So that means, wheat. It means, cakes and, things like this. Now then, so for any bread lovers out there, for any cake lovers, well, to tell you the truth, my delicious babies, they're not going to be a liking. But, okay. You see, what I would have said, because I've usually always got flour, which is plain and self-raising, my delicious little babies, okay? This is where I feel that one should maybe, there we are, if they do love their bread and the cakes, then I really genuinely feel that maybe they need to go and do, there we are, a little bit of stockpiling, my delicious little babies, okay? Just in case, you know what I mean? Because, well, it's like anything, isn't it? Ones have, the favy, I call them favy, favy things to eat, okay? And some just love bread. I know plenty, there we are, who just love the bread, like baguettes and things like this. Now then, we've got a shop actually not far from where I live, and they actually do baguettes and everything. Anyway, but the point is that ones, you should see how many who go there, my delicious babies, and that's just go and get the baguettes. They said that the baguettes from there are lovely. Do you say? But if nobody can get their baguettes, my delicious little babies, well, they're not going to be too super duper happy, are they, my delicious little babies? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe to have some flouring would be a good idea, my delicious little babies. But like I said, it's only from what I've heard. I can say, okay, maybe, I don't know what one's thoughts are going to be for what I'm going to say, my delicious babies, and maybe I'm not going to be liked for what I'm going to say, but maybe this is not such a bad idea, okay? Because say if you go to the supermarket, and you see all of those different delicious loaves of bread, which one you're going to choose, whether it be a tiger loaf or actually it's pretty nice to a tiger loaf, okay? Or maybe your cheese topped cobs. We call them cobs, they're like bread rolls, but we call them cobs, And in Yorkshire, they usually would call them balm cakes, my delicious little babies. Okay, that's what my beauty are. I love my beautiful nanny and granddad, so that's what my beautiful nana and granddad used to call them, balm cakes, my delicious little babies. Anyway, but if nobody can get the bread, well, they're not going to be very happy, are they, my delicious little babies? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, it may pay some to maybe learn to bake. There we are, their own bread. My delicious little babies, do you see what I'm saying? Okay, because my beautiful little uh, bless the beautiful dear little souls, my beautiful dear little nanny and granddad, bless. Well, they can make their own bread, do everything. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. Same with me dear daddy's the same. Could cook anything. Do you see what I mean? Whether it's sweet or savoury. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So it'll be interesting to see. I know that maybe some would probably, if they are addicted to bread or cakes, bless them, it'll probably drive them stir crazy for a few days. But after that, it should settle. But usually as well, with the smaller shops as well, this is where they come in very handy, my delicious little babies, okay? Because bless them, they would have, I should imagine there are plenty of flour in my delicious little babies, okay? So maybe this is not such a bad thing, because I mean, even if you look at Westminster, my delicious little babies, well, how much bread would they bar or cakes, my delicious little babies? Because after all, there we are, they enjoy their parties. We're having a party, party, party. I'm sure there is plenty of bread and cakes and vol au vents, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So I'm not saying that, for anybody out there, to be nasty. No, I'm not. But when you see it in the supermarket, you're not seeing who's made the bread. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? I did some years ago now. I'm going back, oh gosh, it's well before, when was it now? Hold on. My beautiful little baby daughter, because I only had me eldest beautiful little baby daughter at the time. She was still a little baby, actually. She was about what was she, about 1.5, and and I was working her full time. So so she went to nursery, bless, and I did only for a short time. My delicious little babies, flipping boring wasn't the word, my delicious babies. How flipping boring it was, and it was a data input. So you put the data into the old computer, my delicious little babies, and who it was for a large bread factory, my delicious little babies. It's a famous name in our old England, my delicious little babies. Anyway, flipping boring, but I did make good use of it, my delicious little babies, okay? Because you could get how many could I get? 4 loaves of bread, okay, my delicious little babies, for one, ka-ching, 1 squid, 1 quid, my delicious little babies, 4 loaves. So for everybody who I knew, you know what I mean, I said to them, I said, well, while I'm working here, because I was temping, doing temping. Anyway, so I said, well, while I'm working here, I says, what I'll do, I said, is I'll bring a load of bread and cobs and, and rolls and everything back. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. It's like they had a cafeteria in there. And I mean, you could get, I was actually really surprised, So I said, oh, how much did you pay for that, your bacon bap? And like they'd say something silly like, what was it, like 60 pence or something like that. But because it was a bread factory, do you see what I mean? So therefore you wouldn't pay as much. But these days, if you say go to a cafe or something like that now, then, because they're paying more for, for the bread and everything and the, the bread rolls and the cobs and everything. Do you see what I mean, Matt? Okay. So I do not mean it in a negative way, but what I'm saying is if we consider, who provides everything ourselves, do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. It is what is called, I feel, that we are taking the power back, and I feel that that's the whole point of this exercise, my delicious little babies. That's just the way I read it. Anyway, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so finally, what do we have here? Oh, and that other drain, I'll tell you what it's called. Netherton. Netherton. And where was it? Dudley. Okay, Maardlishtic babies, Tipton in our old England, Maardlishtic babies. It's a really old drain. Okay, Maardlishtic babies anyway. So I thought, I'm not going to take a picture of it. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'll just tell it you. But anyway, it's like a rectangle and it's just got, you know what I mean? It's like one of those. Okay, Maardlish babies, the one that was the most interesting was that circular one. You know, the one that I took a little bit of footage with, you know. And thank you to anybody who put like on it, bless. Anyway, and for the views. Because there's always, there we are, point to what I do, my delicious little babies. Sometimes it may not feel that way, my delicious little babies, okay? But there's always a method, there we are, to what I say or do. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so what did I want to, there was something else I wanted to say to you, my little beautifuls. Oh, it's gone out, my noddle. What did I want to say? Oh, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so yeah, so there's one piece of information today, and it is, what is it, 2 hours and over 7 minutes long, my delicious little babies, okay? And it is our lovely, not in that way with anybody, our lovely Stu Peters, my delicious little babies, okay? He's now up to 14,700 subscribers, my delicious little babies, on old BitChute, okay? So capital S, Stu, space, capital P, Peters, and then space. But BitChute, and then you should have reached your destination. And the video should read, occupied, no longer will there be sounds of silence. Yeah, my delicious little babies. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Occupied, no longer will there be sounds of silence. Okay, so what this is covering, okay, my delicious little babies, what this is covering is it's to do with well, it's different things. So it's like Israel, Palestine, and it shows a lot of old footage. You've got Hitler as well, my delicious little babies, Kai. And it talks about all different things. And you've got our lovely, you know, not in that way, our lovely Mexican. You've got that other man, what's his name, Ken. I've advertised him once on one of my videos, my delicious baby, where he talks as well. Our lovely Mexican talks. And they talk to different, do you see what I'm saying? Yes, I can. And I tell you what, from beginning to end, no jerk, swear down. Okay, my delicious babies. I really found it really interesting, my delicious little babies, can. Now, I mean, it's very sad, you know, in you know, some parts, you know, with video footage, because I mean, bless the poor little babies, you know, and the terrible things that has been happening, my delicious little babies, Kai. So that is rather disturbing, my delicious little babies. And then when you go back to her footage, you know, we're going back decades, and decades. Oh my life. I mean, the way that some were treated, you know, and of course, you know, it goes back to, you know, if you're Christian or something like this. Now then, do you see what I mean, okay? But I tell you what, so there are some parts which are upsetting, okay, my delicious little babies. But I tell you what, the way that video and that documentary has been put together, there we are, it's absolutely banging. So please, if you have just a little bit of time out of your day or not, could you please, and thank you, please click on to that video, my delicious little babies, okay, because you will learn so much, okay, my delicious little babies. I've seen another, and please and thank you, okay, so very much. And good on you, Stu. Do you know what I mean? Good on you. Half. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because, you know, good on you, our dear Mexican as well. Another half. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay, so yeah. But, you know, it explains things, okay, very, I thought that as well, there was a lot of, there we are, detailed, do you know what I mean? Very detailed, okay? a banging video. You know, it's been a real banging video, okay, to watch. But yes, it's a sadness. But you see, if ones were not going and bombing others in different countries, my delicious little babies, then everybody could live in peace, love, and harmony, couldn't they, my delicious little babies? You know what I mean? But there's some who are not a wanting certain to be at peace. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And only from what I hear, you know, because over these decades, you know, we have been lied to. There we are, my delicious little babies. We've been totally and blatantly lied to. And that's in our world, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? But now things are starting to come out, like I was listening to our lovely, and again, not in that way, our lovely Iconic, where you can find them on their lovely Dear Dad's davidark.com, you know, not in that way. And then you can find them on BitChute as well, my delicious little babies, with a capital R. Okay, my delicious little babies. And I was listening, you know, to the videos yesterday and today, and because I couldn't, for some reason. Well, it's been uploaded today, episode 62 and episode 63. So I listened to episode 63 on our lovely davidite.com. But for some reason, I kept clicking on the video for the day before, episode 62, and it just wouldn't play. But of course, it never came up, you know, to give me a notification, and that's why they've uploaded it today, my delicious little babies, anyway. But and I was listening to, you know, and they're just so fascinating. So please, if you could listen to our lovely Iconic as well. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And yeah, they're selling their coffee, and of course, all of the proceeds, you know, it goes back into building their Iconic. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, it's well worth a listen to them. Do you see what I'm saying? Bless them, okay? You know, and I was listening to, so this morning it was dear Gareth and his dear little friend Richard. Do you see what I mean? And yes, I mean, sorry, excuse me, I mean, you're talking about, you know, everybody who I mentioned, there we are, you know, I mean, they're doing the research. Do you understand what I mean? They do the research for years now, and, you know, so for many, you know, if they were just starting out, you know, to start to research, well, my strong suggestion would be to listen to our lovely David Icke and his lovely dear little son Gareth and Jamie, and their lovely dear little friend Richard, okay, just so you can start to get your bearings, you know what I mean? It's just a figure of speech, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. So yeah, it's you know, it's very important. And of course, you know, because over these decades, there we are, we've been lied to with history and with everything. And when you actually look at it, what has the flipping schools taught anybody? What is, you know, what are they really taught anybody, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? So, you know, and all of this, there we are, has to be questioned. And of course, for any of us now who's got, you know, you got young bairns, or, you know, in my case, my beautiful baby daughters are older now. But, you know, what about my beautiful little grandbabies to be born? And, you know, when they've, you know, when they're ready, you know, well, you know, I want them to, you know, explore the world and, you know, have a super duper delicious time. Do you know what I mean? Before they settle down to have a family, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? I want them, you know, to be free to explore the world. But what's my point? You know, I'm saying this for future. There we are, generations to come, my delicious little babies. Oh, and I've seen another video. That's what I wanted to tell you. That was on BitChute, my delicious babies. I never wrote it down because it was just flipping. Well, that disturbed me. That upset me, my delicious little babies. You know, they shot. Oh, bless her. I think that was over in Israel. They shot a woman. Bless. They shot her in the back of the head. My delicious little babies. I mean, come on. I mean, you know, these are all war crimes. I mean, for myself, I do not side with any war. But what I'm saying to you is, I mean, they are war crimes. There we are, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? Full stop. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? Okay. And I mean, and what's happening in poor Gaza, with their beautiful little babies. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's putrid what's going on, mad little babies, you know what I mean? And ones are supposed to just like sit back and just say, oh yeah, well, that's all right, Jack. That's all right, Israel. You know what I mean? Just carry on doing what you're done doing now. No, it's not all right, mad little babies. It's not all right at all. It's putrid, man. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And then, of course, then they bring in, so, it's like if you say anything about anything these days, my delicious little babies, okay, then you get censored. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? And you're not allowed to say anything about that flipping Netanyahu, that putrid crittering creature. You're not allowed to say anything about the putrid Elon Musk. He's another critter creature. You're not allowed to say anything about Trouble Trump. Do you see what I mean, okay? Because as we can see very clearly now, he's another one of the creatures. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So we're not allowed to say nothing, like then over in our old England, oh, well, you can't say nothing about the putrid government, you know what I mean, mad little babies. And then I heard, because of, running them into the ground, they've been doing it in other countries, mad little babies, okay? Now, what can I say? Then I heard this is to do with our Brummyland now, and what's going on here is that this is to do with the bins, okay, mad little babies, and now that they're saying that rats are now the size of our beautiful little babies who we call our sons and daughters. They're no longer the size of pussycats. They're now the size of dogs, mad little babies, okay? I find that very difficult to believe, my delicious little babies, okay? So what they're talking about, a little chihuahua maybe, or, or maybe a little Yorkshire Terrier or something, do you know what I mean? But I've yet to see a rat the size of, say a staffy or something like that now then, or like my beautiful little Rubes. Do you see what I mean, okay? And what was it the one man said? That we're being made to look like a laughing stock in our old Brummyland Martelistical base. No, they've got the wording incorrect there. We're not being made to look a laughing stock, right? Because if you're looking at other places, why would they laugh about that? Seeing bins piling up and everything. So you wouldn't be laughing about it. So what is this craziness coming out the traps now then? Do you see what I mean, okay? And then what they then do is they blame, there we are, the bin men. But it's never the council's fault. It's never our putrid government's fault. Oh, no. It's never their fault. Do you see what I mean, mad little babies, okay? So now they're blaming, blessing the bin men. Mad little babies. Well, the bin men, just like road sweepers, just like dear men or women who go and pick up litter, they all have an important role. Do you know what I mean? To keep our roads and streets clean. Okay? But if they're not being treated correctly, do you see what I mean? Okay? But they cannot get the blame for something which is our poxy council's fault, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And who tells the council? There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Okay? So what is it? It's a circle, circle, circle. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? So, I mean, I'm always most pleasant to the bin men, to anyone who, picks up the litter, bless them. Do you see what I mean? I'm always pleasant. And I always say thank you. You know what I mean? Because it is courteous to do so. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? And they get up early hours, whatever o'clock, to start their job. Do you see what I mean? Okay? But the bin men cannot be blamed at all because they just, there we are too, just want to get on with their jobs. They don't want to be having to be stood there every day. Do you know what I mean? On the line, striking. They prefer to get out there we are, and do their flipping damn well jobs. Bless them. So again, it's a crock of shart. But of course, but certain say, there we are, would still believe this bullshit. So it's like, oh, it's the bin men's fault. Do you understand what I mean? Because very sadly, you still got some mad, delicious little babies, there we are, who are damn well brainwashed. Do you see? Okay. So, of course, then you're hearing more that, so even more, there we are, starting to withhold their council tax mad, delicious little babies. So from what I can see, there we are, it does not seem to be, there we are, going very well, mad, delicious little babies. And what else did I hear? Oh, that's on a World Alternative Media with Josh. Okay, mad little babies, and again, not in that way. What was he talking about? Oh, a little baby, and that's on big shoot, mad little babies. Okay, so capital W, yes, capital A and capital M. Okay, World Space Alternative Space Media. And then space. Well, big shoot. Then you should have reached your destination. I think he's got 37 point something thousand subscribers, mad delicious babies. I only mentioned him the other day anyway. What was it? A little toddler now, I think like about 3-year-old, got had to leave the nursery, saying that the little toddler was transphobic. Have you ever heard of such a effing silly damn nonsense now? A little baby there now then, called transphobic. I mean, who's your woman there now, whoever they are, who own the nursery, mad delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Because they need to flipping bang to rats for a start off, mad delicious little babies. But this is the craziness. What would bless them, what would a beautiful little toddler know? Wouldn't know about this transphobia business now, would they? Mad delicious little babies. And then, what was Josh talking about? Then somewhere else, I forgot where it is now. What's it called? Sleep tax. Mad delicious little babies. Sleep tax. Mad delicious little babies, you know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, what does this sound like? It sounds like, certain now, there we are, it's just taking the damn well effing P now then, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying to you, mad delicious babies, Kai? I mean, for goodness sake, I mean, they tax you, there we are, on a flipping tin of baked beans, mad delicious babies, every single damn thing now they tax you on. You know what I mean? Tax. Do you see what I'm saying to you, mad delicious babies? Kai's flipping sleep tax. They're off their effing heads, man. Do you know what I mean, mad delicious babies? Anyway, so that's the end of my video. I'm not shouting at you, mad delicious babies, but this is a craziness. But of course, while they're doing all of this now then, there's other things going on. Do you see what I'm saying? And then what was the last thing I just wanted to say? Oh, yeah, 33 again. You know, we all know these numbers, okay? Is it putrid Elon Musk? Yeah, he sold the Twitter for 33. Remember the numbers, mad delicious babies, okay? Comes a 6, okay? It's like when you look at Trouble Trump, you got 45th president and 47. So it's 9 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You see, they work off certain, there we are, numbers, mad delicious babies. Do you follow me? Okay? But, yeah. But, you see that with Trouble Trump and that now then, you still got your brainwashed. Okay? Because, I mean, the ones who flipping voted for him, there we are. They've been shafted big times. There we are, mad delicious babies, you know what I mean? And, they're happy to just clap for their own enslavement, mad delicious babies, like I said. But, of course, he's been worked from behind as well, clearly by somebody's house, mad delicious babies. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, okay. So that's why I always say everybody must look to themselves, because us all out here, mankind, mad delicious babies, we are our own saviours. We don't need to look at these. in any one of our countries, my delicious babies, okay? Because they're not our saviours. All that they're like to do is earn the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So the worst that they do, they get a pair as my delicious babies, okay? When everybody else, has to do 1, 2, 3 jobs now then. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? So they're not there for anybody's higher good. They're there we are, to land their own effing pockets now. Their own skyrockets. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious babies, okay? But like I said, at the end of the day, more and more and more are going to wake up. And I was really pleased, and I heard dear Gareth and dear Richard, bless, because, they are optimistic. Bless your birth, dear Gareth, dear Richard, and for our dear Jamie as well, and your dear dad, David. Do you know what I mean? Bless you all, because at the end of the day, I totally agree. See, they throw all this shout at us, right? But here's what's happening. But the more and more that they're doing it, there we are. It's more and more that others are waking up. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you, Martin? Babies, okay? So maybe they're not finding it as easy as what they thought they would, Martin babies. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. Anyway, so that's the end of my video. So wherever you are in the world, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. And, please take care of yourselves, and please try to take care of others, okay? Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you, okay? And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. So until my next video to you all, thank you so very much for listening. So much love. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.